Welcome to the Philly Doctors. I'm your host, Dr. Rabina. It's our holiday special episode, which means that Dr. Zach has brought out his holiday tie, and of course, Dr. Nate has some fabulous sparkle on today. So thanks for coming back. It's nice to see you guys again. What I love about this episode is we're going to talk about winter safety, which is really important, so shoveling snow, healthy holiday gift ideas, and also how to eat away holiday stress. Because the truth is, we're stressed out during the holidays. It's a real thing. So Dr. Nate, what stresses you out the most during the holidays?
I have to say, because we're going to be honest, right?
We're going to be honest.
Sorry. I have to say my family stresses me out. Not my kids, love them, but my family that I grew up with, and everyone just coming together, and you got to please everyone and buy the right gift, and so I usually go away.
Wow.
I go on. Last year we went on a cruise.
Okay.
Yes. So I like to go away. That has really helped me relieve stress. So we spend Thanksgiving with the family.
Okay.
But Christmas?
It's just you, your husband, and your kids?
My 2 kids. Sounds nice. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But did they ever say anything about it? Like, do they ever ask why they're not hanging out with other family members or grandpa's cousins?
No, as long as they received gifts when they came home.
Oh, yeah.
They were happy.
Younger.
Right. Yeah, so 8 and 14.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was great to get away, meet other friends, go to a different island.
Right.
And then they came home and they had gifts. It was beautiful.
All right.
So, but
Speaking of gifts.
very low stress.
Yeah.
Low stress. It's true. It sounds like, other than the gift giving. But speaking of gifts, what do you suggest for a healthy gift idea? And is there such thing as a healthy gift?
Yes, I think it's an idea of a healthy gift. Last year the Fitbit was the craze,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And so this year I love 2 things.
Okay.
One, I love the Nike Apple Watch.
Oh.
Right? It has a GPS on it, it's waterproof. You can, if you're a runner, if you cycle, if you swim, you can take the watch. It has a GPS. So I brought my husband the Nike Apple Watch.
So when you're on the island, on your little
you can track them.
you
Take the watch. Right. Because you can get rid of the walkie-talkies, right?
Yeah.
And you have the watches.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. The other thing I like is the Core Fit mobilizer that you do like this with, and you put your feet down and you can put it in your bag. Because during the holidays, sometimes we travel a lot, and even people who work sometimes travel a lot.
Absolutely.
And they can't get to the gym.
Yeah.
So I like that little portable Core Fit trainer. I can stick it in my suitcase or stick it under the bed and pull it out, and I'm in the room and I'm doing it there.
All right.
Love it. And it's $39.99.
She knew where I was going. What's the investment, right? Because, compared to the watch, of course, there's a difference.
Yeah.
But there's options for everybody.
Right.
So, you don't have to go completely high end. Because I've seen a lot of stress trackers. There's one that I like that tracks your breathing, and you place it up here. And if you start to breathe too fast, like stress, it starts to vibrate.
Really?
Wow.
And so then it tells you to take 5 or 6 deep breaths in.
Okay.
That's a good one. But, some of the technology can be a bit pricey.
Right. I need something to shock me a little bit.
Just shock you right out of it.
Yeah, just like stop.
Right out of the stress, right? What about you, Dr. Zach? Any ideas for a healthy gift?
Yeah, I think you can give healthy gifts. I think you have to be somewhat careful.
Okay.
And you have to pay attention about who you're giving a gift to. You want to make sure that they're not overly sensitive, or they don't have any issues, or you want to take into account what their interests are. Like, you don't want to give somebody who's having issues with drinking a big bottle of whiskey, and you don't want to give somebody who's sensitive about their weight a ticket to a weight loss class or something.
Yeah.
But you can kind of make gifts healthy and also enjoyable. If somebody is interested in theater or movies or sports, you get them a ticket to a show or an event, get them out of the house, get them moving around, get them involved in the community. Yeah, you don't want to cater to the stuff that you find unhealthy about them. Like if somebody's very lazy and doesn't like to get up, you don't want to get them like a Roomba, one of those vacuums that does everything for them. Maybe like a...
I kind of want one.
Yeah.
You can still maybe get me one.
But you're active enough where you could do that, and you
Fair
could,
enough.
and you're busy, so that could
True.
take care of the stuff. But
Right.
if somebody has all this,
You don't want to be an enabler.
yeah, exactly.
Right? You don't want to feed into this whole kind
Yeah.
of, you can do everything with technology again, right? So you don't want to feed into that. So do you think it's okay to buy someone a juicer? Like, would you be offended if someone gave you one?
I wouldn't be.
No.
I can think of people who might be, but
It's on my list.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe if it was a blender and you had some sort of, variety, not all healthy, dessert, fruit smoothies, veggie smoothies, they'd be a little more open to it and not offended.
Like you present it as like a kitchen appliance as opposed to, you need this type of thing.
But maybe like include the gift receipt.
Yeah. Always.
Like because
Always
really
include the
they may
gift
want to upgrade it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Or they might just want to buy something else entirely.
Yeah.
But I get it. And you know what I like about what you said is that you're gifting an experience. And so a lot of people have been talking about doing this. And what I like about it is that, with the holiday season, you have a lot of repetitive stimulus. When you go outside, you're constantly kind of seeing the same things. There's lights. The mall is really busy. The traffic starts to get a little bit more crazy, right?
Absolutely.
So you have to change your focus. And what I love about changing your focus is that you're doing something new. Maybe it's you book a massage, you go to the chiropractor, you read a book, your book, but you're practicing the skills that you have. It's almost like you're reminding yourself that you're able to face different kinds of challenges, right? And that's really good because these stimulus around us can start to make us sensitive. Like it can start to become really irritating. And so that's what takes away from sort of enjoying the holiday time, which we want to be prepared for. And this is where the whole stress thing comes in.
Right. What about you, Dr. Rabina? What gifts would you recommend?
What would I recommend? I kind of like gift cards, but I'm kind of, I know not everyone likes to get a gift card, but I'm strategic about my stores.
Yeah.
So, maybe Barnes & Noble, or maybe, like I said, a kitchen appliance store or something like that, so where they can go pick something out that they like. I'm never going to buy you a piece of clothing. That's just not going to happen. Yeah. I can't do it. No.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
That's tough. See, that's stress. Like, it gets you trying to find the right gift.
Yes.
That is
Can
stressful.
be stressful.
It is.
Right.
Absolutely.
So we got to make it easy on ourselves as well.
You do. Don't put so much pressure on yourself.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's the key.
Yes.
Gift receipts.
Gift receipts.
Receipts.
That's the
Gift
conclusion.
receipts.
Yeah.
The treatment
Whatever
is
you buy.
to keep the gift receipt.
Yeah. Yeah. And have fun. Sometimes it's tedious, right? Going out there, you wait till the last minute, you're stressed out, like you said, the lights, the traffic. Just have fun.
Yeah.
Buy the gift, give it from the heart, and move on.
Yeah.
And move on. Yeah. Be just confident in what you're doing, and then just be able to move on. You can't please everybody.
No.
You can't please everybody. So after the gift giving, we've got the holiday dinners, the holiday meals. So can we eat away our stress? Do you guys have any tips for holiday eating? Let's talk about portion control first.
Okay.
Because I feel that this is something that everyone thinks about,
Yeah.
It's almost kind of like we have this endless plate. Like it's just one day, or, it's just the day after, I can have the leftovers. Do you have any tips or tricks for portion control?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that you should necessarily be limiting how much you eat. I think it's a day to indulge. I mean, that being said, I don't want you to go for 8 plates, but, relax a little bit and take your time, enjoy your food, don't eat too fast. And there's also items you can add to help assist with the digestion and how your body breaks down the food. So I would say holidays are one of the times where you can kind of indulge a little bit, and adding in maybe some supplements, some fruits, some vegetables, some probiotics. I think we're going to get into that a little bit more later.
Absolutely, you have to stay tuned for that.
Yeah, but there are some things you can add to your diet around the holidays to make you recover quicker and to, make your stomach not hurt as much.
One of the things I love that you said is chewing slowly. And so the reason why we want to do that is because the saliva has enzymes to break down the food. So then when we're breaking down our food properly, we're going to digest properly. Absolutely. So that's a really great point. So, don't eat fast.
Yeah.
Enjoy the food. And I think that makes us feel full too, when we take the time to enjoy the flavors.
Yeah, and I like how you brought up the enzymes. Enzymes are a protein that we all have that help us break down food. And you can actually take enzymes. There's a lot of sweets, dairy, meat, at holiday dinners, and a lot of times some people have some lactose intolerance, and there's some enzymes that are specific to those type of people who are lacking the enzyme that breaks down lactose, which is actually lactase. There's more of a variety of enzymes that you can take, a wide spectrum multi-enzyme capsule, which will be really great for helping you break down all the different types of food that you're eating with the dinner and the dessert. I would also say that maybe adding a probiotic or some fermented dairy like a kefir or a really good yogurt could help you handle all the additional calories that you're taking in when you're with your family and you're just kind of forgetting about your diet and just relaxing.
Right. The other thing I want to mention too is you want to continue to keep your metabolism up.
Absolutely.
So we talk about portion control and eating and indulging. And a lot of times on the holiday, like I said, we travel, so people stop their fitness regimen.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So you might want to continue to do that, right? Do it with your family in the homes if you can't get to the gym, or just go to a yoga session or find a one-day gym near your family's house. But don't stop just because you're eating more. Don't stop your fitness program.
Yeah, you have to be creative. And what I love to suggest is the family walk, the group walk. So after a big dinner, go for a walk with everybody. It's a really great way to, get out of the kitchen, right? But do something different. And I feel that families that can work out together, that's going to manage the stress in itself there.
Also, playing games, charades, the Wii, even just dancing, listening to music. Just getting up and getting on your feet is going to help you.
There's a lot of dancing at Zach's family parties. Yes, this is true. All right, let's talk about spices. So why don't we go see what we have in the studio today and talk about how incorporating these spices can help with your family dinners, keeping them healthy. So let's go check that out.
Okay.
You can't always control what food is on the table, but you can control what you put into it. So I suggest a lot of spices over the holiday season. They're easy to travel with if you're going away on vacation, or you can gift spices, and that way your friend or your family member is always going to have them, so you can just use them. So right off the bat, let's go to the basil. And I know, Dr. Nate, you like basil.
I love basil.
Tell us why you like it so much.
Basil is an anti-inflammatory.
Okay.
So if you have rheumatoid arthritis, just had knee surgery, it could be good for you. But I love the flavor in sauces and with your pasta, your meat, or, since we're juicing and making smoothies, you can put just a dash of it in your smoothie every day.
You can put anything in a
dose.
smoothie.
Anything.
Anything. It's really easy.
Maybe not hot peppers, but definitely basil.
But you could pick hot peppers. It's good for your metabolism. So maybe something to try. Let us know how that goes. Okay, Dr. Zach's favorite is the turmeric. You also love this because it's an anti-inflammatory.
Yeah.
And what do you add it into?
Sometimes I put it into my eggs or my meat when I cook. It helps your body absorb it when you eat it with fat or with black pepper. So sometimes I spice my eggs with some turmeric and some black pepper, or just throw it in some chili or some meat sauce, and it tastes good. Be careful, it can turn your fingers yellow. It's a very strong color.
Yeah, it really can. And it can stain counters too.
Absolutely, yep.
But what's good about anti-inflammatories is that they control responses in the body. So over the holidays, we have a lot of heightened responses, the inflammatory response, your stress response, a lot of different hormones. So what you want to do is, again, turn these responses down. And so spices are a really great way to do that. And last but not least, we have the rosemary. Also anti-inflammatory, but also antiseptic. And so what's great about that is it gives an immune boost. So this is really easy to add into like any kind of oil. If you're like dipping bread or if you're dipping any veggies, you can kind of mix it with olive oil or the balsamic vinegar and have it that way, but really good. So you want to control the stress response, your immune response, and inflammation. And those are the three key things that we suggest over the holidays. Any other tricks? Anyone can suggest anything else with a spice? It is, absolutely. Everyone's having stuffing. Dr. Zach?
I think that a good thing to add to the holidays to your diet would be actually pineapple. There's a few reasons for that. Pineapple has a lot of fiber. It's going to help you digest your food. It's high in vitamin C. It's going to keep your immune system function up. But it also has bromelain, which is an enzyme. And the cool thing about bromelain is that it's going to help break up mucus and phlegm. So when you're getting congested, when you start feeling the sinuses getting a little stuffy over the holiday and the cold days, eating some pineapple can help with those symptoms.
I like that. And pineapple, you can make it as a dessert. So you can actually bake it in the oven with some cinnamon on it, and it's a really good, healthy holiday dessert. So now that we've got the food covered, there's some other stressors that we need to go back and talk about. So let's head back. Well, that was great to talk about some of the foods that we can really think about and ingredients that we can keep using. But what I want to talk about now is another stress that's different from food, the emotional stress.
Oh.
Yes, because this is big. There's a lot of things in the pot. There's a lot of things that contribute to our holiday stress. So how do we handle emotions? One thing I think is really great is if we plan. And this is something that you love to do. You are a big planner.
Love to plan.
Yeah.
But I get all emotional when my plan goes astray. So yeah, I love the plan. That helps me, but yoga helps me a lot with my emotional stress. It helps me to center myself and be prepared for the things that come at you during the holiday.
So you make time is what you're saying.
Definitely. Very intentional about managing those areas. So, which I talked about in my book, Transformational Innovation, 10 practical steps to help you change your life. And it's really a planner to help you be intentional about changing your life. So being a part of that change, not just allowing it to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You have control.
Yes.
Really.
Yes.
Is what it is.
Yeah, especially of yourself.
Right.
Now, all these outside things, they'll come at you, but you can control how you respond.
Absolutely. And so how do you look at the new year? So what I like to think of is, okay, it's a new year. Everyone says new year, new goals. But shouldn't we look at it like new year, building on your goals? Because I think if you lose sight of what you've already built up in your life, it can increase stress. You're going to have to remind yourself, you've done a lot of great things. And now you're just going to take it to the next level. So it's the idea of not putting too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah, you definitely are. And people do that with the New Year's resolution or the goals.
Right.
You know, they have a laundry list of goals, but you can continue from one year to the next and build on that.
Right.
And what I like to do is really spend the last week of the year reflecting. So pulling myself away from people, work, the environment, to really reflect on the whole year.
Wow.
And where do I need to take myself, my family, my work to the next level during the next year.
That's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
What do you do? Do you make resolutions or you're not really into that?
I like to try to form new habits. So, you know, you want to keep your goals in mind, but the only way you're going to reach these goals is by continuously doing these habits. So, you know, you keep the long-term goal in mind, but the thing you want to focus on is a new habit. Maybe you wake up 5 minutes early every morning to cook a little bit better breakfast. Yeah.
Right? That's realistic.
Right.
And if
Anyone could do that.
Yeah, and if you work at the habits and focus on the habits, then the goals will come.
Do you remember what you said you were going to do last year?
That's a tough one.
Do you remember?
Well, my goal for the year before was to
Yeah.
publish my book.
Oh,
And so that was one of the tangible things. But one was to be nicer and more kind
Okay.
to people, even in your own surroundings. Because, you know, sometimes someone's going to say something to you and you can snap back or have a curt, you know, response. So I wanted to be nicer and kinder.
Okay.
I'm still working on it.
Okay.
But it's going well, of course. It's going well.
Yeah.
And I think when you express gratitude, you start to realize how abundant your life is. And so I think that sometimes in the holidays, we can think about other people and we can say, oh, I wish I had this, or I wish I had that. But when you start to really engage in your surroundings, you realize exactly, you know, what's there and to be present.
Right.
And speaking of what's there in the winter, let's talk about snow being there.
Yeah.
And let's talk about snow safety, because this is also a real thing, especially for traveling. There's always, you know, a big snowstorm. Not as bad as, you know, the news portrays it to be. There was no Snowmageddon last year, I don't think.
No.
But still enough snow that we have to really have a technique.
Absolutely.
So Dr. Zach and Zach. There's two Zachs today. We're going to show you some winter safety and how to shovel and what you should be really looking for and what you should be aware of. So let's go check that out.
Okay.
You know, Dr. Zach, I think I've got pretty good technique.
Okay.
I'm going to show you my favorite move for
Okay.
snow shoveling. I love the turn. I love to pick up and turn. Pretty good, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good, but I didn't see you warm up.
Oh my goodness, I missed the warm-up.
Yes, it's very important.
But I feel that you are probably guilty of not doing the warm-up either.
Yeah.
Because we just go straight to shoveling snow.
Yeah, a lot of people don't think of it as a strenuous exercise, but it really is. It's important that you warm up certain parts of your body. Some things that you want to hit before you start shoveling are your rotators,
Okay.
lateral benders.
Okay. And what you're doing is you're bringing blood flow into the muscle.
Yeah.
So you're warming it up. And so what people sometimes forget is that a warm muscle is less susceptible to injury.
Yep.
So if you think about different injuries that could happen, wrists, like the torso area, the back, right? So you want to really stretch and warm up a variety of muscle.
Absolutely, your shoulders, even your hamstrings, because there's a lot of legs when you're shoveling too. So you definitely want to get the blood flow. When you don't
Okay.
have blood going to the muscle,
Yeah.
you don't get the nutrients, and they can fatigue and tear or strain and
Okay.
cause you a lot of pain and discomfort.
How long should the warm up be on average?
You don't have to take too much time. I would say at least a couple minutes. 2 to 3 minutes is probably a good amount of time, as long as you're using proper posture when you're shoveling.
Okay, so warm up inside before you go outside. That's another suggestion
Yep.
as well. And what you want to do is protect your heart, because it's very common, a common injury is to have a heart attack while you're shoveling snow. And that's because you're not warmed up properly and you're placing a lot of stress on the arteries and it has to work harder. You don't want to do that. So when you warm up, you know, you keep your body in balance, and that's what's key. Okay, so talk to me about this snow shoveling technique.
Okay. The main thing that I want people to focus on
Okay.
is that you should always be pushing. You don't really want to be turning or thrusting or doing any crazy overhead throws.
Okay.
So the most basic way that I would start would be to simply just push the shovel in front of me.
Okay.
And kind of clear a path.
Right.
And a lot of time that's all you need, but sometimes when there's more snow or when you need to move stuff to the side, you're gonna have to lift. So some things that you want to keep in mind when you're lifting are keeping the shovel closer to your body, because the further out you go, the more susceptible
The more
you are.
awkward it is.
Yeah, more susceptible
Right.
to injury.
Okay.
So you want to keep the shovel fairly close to your body.
Yeah.
And you don't want to curl. You want to bend at your hips and at your knees, and you
Okay.
want to keep a wide stance.
Right.
So you want to bend at your hips and at your knees.
Yeah.
And when you lift the snow,
Right.
you don't want to do this.
No. You want to use my favorite move.
Twisting while you're bending is the absolute worst thing you
Right.
can do for your low back. So when we have snow, you want to actually completely turn
Turn your whole
around.
And
Then you can do
turn.
your move.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
signature move.
There you go.
The Philly doctor signature move.
It's a little robotic,
Right.
but it's important, and it's going to save you a
Right.
lot of time and money if you get injured.
And I think sometimes people are just worried that it looks funny, but that's okay. It needs to be exaggerated. You're using your body as a lever, really, right? And you're getting more power.
Yeah.
So all these other awkward postures, they're not giving you the strength that you need, because snow can be heavy.
Absolutely.
And depending on how many inches have fallen, right?
Yeah, so just make sure that you're always pushing. And another good rule of thumb would be to be facing the direction where the snow is going.
Perfect. Thanks, Dr. Zach.
No problem, thank you.
Okay.
How
Okay.
was it?
That's pretty good.
I think it went good.
Yeah.
Is this a good technique?
You're a little off.
A little too much.
Yeah.
But I have a solution for that, because I think Dr. Zach wants to do your winter snow removal. That's his gift to you.
I don't know about that one.
I love it. Thank
I'll train you.
Thank you.
Oh yes, work on the technique.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope you've enjoyed our holiday special episode. Let's do some final thoughts. Dr. Nate?
2017 is your year. Walk in your destiny.
So when you're feeling stressed out throughout the holidays, just try to think about how you would feel if you were back at work or if you were busy with something else, and try to just enjoy your time off with your family, enjoy some food, and in 2017, keep your goals, but form new habits and stick to those habits.
I want to thank the doctors, and I want to thank you guys for tuning in as well. And my message is to just be you. Always believe in yourself and do it with confidence. that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching My New Philly, where something is always new.
And everything is always Philly. Happy holidays!